What up, everybody? This is Chef Jack Harris at the Talk Team Podcast.
This is Jade with the Jessica Northrup team from Denver, Colorado, and you are listening to the Real Talk Podcast.
All right, welcome to another episode of Real Talk Podcast. I'm here with Zvi, the co-founder of Contactually, a national relationships-based CRM platform that was acquired by Compass in early 2019. Prior to that acquisition, Zvi had led Contactually to $12 million in venture capital backing, 75 employees, and tens of thousands of customers, including 8 of the top 20 real estate brokerages in the country. He's currently a senior director of product and general manager at Compass, leading the development of the Compass CRM platform. I can go on, but to keep it short, Zvi is also author of Success in Your Sphere, Leverage the Power of Relationships to Achieve Your Business Goals, and he's also the founder of the DC Tech Meetup, which since its founding in 2010 has been one of the largest of its kind in the country. He's been featured in publications including the New York Times, the Washington Post, Washington City Paper, Forbes, Inc. Magazine, The Real Deal in New York, and in the news. He's also been listed as one of DC's top 40 fastest growing CEOs, 50 on Fire, and for 6 years running is one of Washingtonian Magazine's Tech Titans, along with such luminaries such as Steve Case, the co-founder and former CEO and chairman of American Online. He was also a finalist for Ernst & Young's 2016 Entrepreneur of the Year. So without ado notice, Zvi, thank you for joining me today.
Thanks, and you make me sound a lot more impressive than I actually am. I swear. I'm not. I hopefully people don't think I'm that much of an egotistical jerk. I am very thankful that yes, there have been a number of pieces of recognition laid on Contactually, but I'm thankful for being here.
I mean, the accolades are just ongoing, and just like you remind me of Ron Rufkin, actually. Yeah. It's how you're 30-something years old, and I
35, yeah.
35. We're actually the same age, and I feel like you've accomplished so much more than your actual age. You know, you look at Robert's resume, and you're like, this guy must be 75 years old.
Thank you. Well, listen, I think, yes, I mean, there are definitely some similarities. I mean, I think, the two things I think, I would connect between him and I is, both of us, obviously were willing to take incredible risks. And Robert, obviously, has been great at relaying his personal story growing up and, some of the risks and challenges that he and his mother took that obviously led to where he is today, and starting the company alongside Ori. And then just the strong reliance on relationships. Right, and that's I think what got him here today, and thankfully I've achieved some success, in some of the same veins.
Very very humble, very humble of you to say some, but no, that's great. Just talked about some of the struggles of Robert and his early success and how he's here, how he's gotten to where he is today. I guess just to start off, let's talk about Contactually, since you are the founder. And co-founder and you and your partner today, you could describe some of your early struggles as an entrepreneur and how you overcame them, especially when first starting Contactually itself. Because I know this isn't your first startup, right? Yeah,
I mean, I'd done a couple startups before. This is definitely Contactually got the furthest along of anything I've started so far. So it's very thankful for that. I was CTO of an enterprise software company that was acquired back in 2009. Then I was running my own consulting firm, shut that down in order to start Contactually once we really started seeing traction. But yeah, I'm, by all means, one of the constant running jokes I have between myself and the lawyer who represent us throughout the time is, the day we actually signed the paperwork to incorporate Contactually, he literally turned to me and said, "Zvi, you realize you're most likely going to fail. No offense to you, but statistically, you are going to fail and somehow." And every time we hit some failure, but still managed to make it through up until the acquisition. I would still turn to him saying, "Yeah, so we realize we're probably still going to fail, right?" So I still joke with him on that.
That's great. When you first started up, did you already have a team set in mind from your previous startup, or did you have were you about to start from scratch?
No, I mean, this was from scratch. However, that being said, I knew that I needed a team around me.
Yeah.
Just like obviously in real estate, the team model is
Right.
so incredibly powerful. I knew I was not going to be successful working by myself. So I had Jeff, who was working for me at the time, decided to bring him on as a co-founder, and he co-led our software development for years. And then really like my counterpart up from the beginning through the end is Tony, who
yeah.
really led all of our sales and marketing and biz dev and operations efforts. And so those two of them, I really credit for where we are today.
Mm-hmm. So when you first, when Contactually was founded, I read that the vision was the world is all about relationships.
Yep.
The business environment is not just about posting your job on a job site or hopefully getting something from LinkedIn or resume. It's about the people you know. Your inspirations for starting Contactually, talk about any certain events that happened in your life that kind of led to that point.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I definitely talked about this before. I try and be open to help others frame like why this is important. I mean, I'm someone who shouldn't be talking about relationships because I at least used to be incredibly introverted.
Mm-hmm.
But I saw that some amazing things happened early in my career. I went from working in a cubicle at a government consulting firm to running a software company, to running my own agency, to being CTO of a firm that was acquired, to obviously starting Contactually.
Yeah.
Solely because I just knew the right people and had built up the right reputation among those people.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of crazy. I left a job pretty suddenly the day before I think it was the Federal Reserve declared that we were in a recession back in 2008. No job prospects, no plan, a little bit of savings, and literally the only thing I did was just started pinging my network and reaching out to everyone who I happened to know. I hadn't intentionally tried to build a network, just I had gotten to know some people.
Sure.
So reached out to everyone I knew, and within hours I had more work than I could ever need.
Wow.
And very quickly I went from
one of the worst job markets in
yeah.
history.
And don't get me
this
wrong,
decade.
I started off by, getting paid $1,000 to help, a friend's father's construction company get set up on Gmail. And fixing broken sites and things like that.
Sure,
But
yeah,
then all of
yeah.
a sudden, I was built up to working with, Ford and CBS and Volkswagen and the New York Stock Exchange. And, agencies were regularly coming to me for work, primarily just because I had built up a reputation as, reliable, and I was good at staying in touch. And that's kind of what led me to realize, like, oh my God, all these amazing things were happening, not because skills I had learned in college, but because I just was good at building relationships and staying in touch with people, and that was the magical formula.
Yeah, right. Fast forward to 2018 or the end of 2018.
Yeah.
You've grown. You have 75 employees.
Mm-hmm.
You have an incredible amount of momentum. The revenue stream is there. The clients are there. My credit card is with your company.
Thank you for that.
What were some of the thoughts going in before, I guess maybe sometime in 2018, you were about to merge with Compass?
Yeah, absolutely. So, listen, we are incredibly thankful for the level of success that we've achieved. We're working with the amazing team. We are also helping to build out behind the scenes, but we're helping to build out like that early version of the Compass CRM that launched in late 2018. Myself, my co-founder, and our team, we were asking ourselves like, hey, well, what's next, right?
Yeah.
Clearly, we could keep growing as an independent business, but if our mission is that we believe that the best businesses are built upon personal and authentic relationships, how do we help extend that mission to a larger audience, right?
Yeah.
Could we do that independently? Yes.
Sure.
But how do we play on an even bigger stage, right?
How do you scale it to a bigger
Yeah,
population?
even on the R&D side, right? We still knew, 7.5 years of building Contactually, we still knew that we were just scratching the surface of what's possible. And so all these questions say like, hey, how could we completely change how we approach things? And at that time, I mean, we'd gotten to know Robert and, of course, hundreds of Compass agents over the years. And finally, just, we started talking again. And it turned out that, like, hey, not only do we have a shared vision of the future, but from a cultural perspective, there's such congruence between how we approach things and how Compass approaches the world and how they care about company culture, and every conversation we had just kind of further emphasized that. And so it kind of it was it really did become a true marriage by February of 2019.
2019. Okay. Were you just worried about your staff? I mean, you obviously you love everybody that works for your company. I'm sure there were some changes as far as staff was concerned.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, and listen, I think there's I think a founder going through something like this, you have to think about two things. And honestly, this applies on the Compass side as well, because this changed a lot of people's roles inside of Compass too, and the model. Like, what does it say about everything that we've built if we're buying a CRM? And so there was definitely a lot of sensitivity. And so there's thinking about the culture as a whole, and then there's thinking about the individual people. And I think Compass and Contactually did a good job of addressing both. And I think you can talk to anyone who's here or even who's not here anymore, and say, hey, yeah, this was the right thing, and all sides ended up better for it.
I read on your website that the people around you had overwhelmingly more support than you thought.
Yeah.
During the acquisition or the merger.
Yep, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, even this was expressed by like our customers.
Yeah.
Even our customers who in some cases are direct competitors for Compass.
Sure.
We're grateful because we built deep enough relationships with them that when the news broke, and we were reaching out to them just to check on them, to give them updates, share how we were still investing in their success. The message that kept coming through is that, hey, no matter what, we are happy for you. You deserve this. We are thrilled for you and the team. Congratulations. And that was echoed by everyone in the real estate industry.
Oh, good. What was when you first founded Contactually, what was your original vision? Was it to look for a buyout or a merger, or was it maybe just to grow Contactually the way you had grown it and reach people randomly like me? I don't know how, I can't even remember how I found you guys 6-7 years ago. What was the ultimate vision?
The funny thing is, and this is obviously, listen, I consider Contactually to be 7.5 years of business school, right?
Yeah.
We learned an incredible amount about how to build a business, how not to build a business, what to do better next time. And so one of the lessons I do give back to myself is that start a company at least with some North Star, with some direction in mind.
Sure.
We didn't, to be completely honest.
You just had a passion of.
We had a prototype. We kind of knew this is important.
Yeah.
We knew people wanted it,
Yeah.
and so we said, "Hey, yeah, let's go do this, right? And let's go raise funding." And honestly, any narratives we had about the future was really more as a license to go out and raise more capital. Whereas if I were to start another company again, it's like, hey, well, what is the big, hairy, audacious goal? What is that change you want to see in the world? What is that outcome going to be like? And then how do we change the world to be able to adapt to that?
Got it. Gotcha. So just to switch gears, I don't want to take up too. I know you're busy, so just to switch gears a little bit. Talk about real estate, because we are a real estate company.
Indeed.
What was, before Compass appeared in your life, what was your relationship or experience or thoughts of real estate professionals in general?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it was we've always worked hard to maintain a strong love of our users. Our
Brokers like individual brokers.
Yeah, our first core value was focus on the user. We've later evolved it to be user-centric, and that held the heart for us. Now, don't get me wrong. Our team definitely struggled from time to time because with the low barrier to entry in real estate, we've all encountered agents that we're like, who are you and what are you doing here? But obviously, on the whole, we've learned to love the people that we work with. Contactually, we were very good at making sure that we were cultivating relationships with the agents that we felt we could help the most.
Yeah.
And so that was great. So we built a really deep love for them, and honestly, that's kind of what kept us going every day.
Good.
We've definitely encountered a lot of unhealthy behavior and bad actors on both sides of the tech broker agent world. We've encountered brokers who say, I don't care about agents. We've encountered agents who say, I don't care about brokers. I don't care about vendors. You'll encounter that, but I think largely and I think this is what I love most about Compass is that I think the cream rises to the top, and I think I can look at every agent and every team member and every leader at Compass, and there's a deep love and empathy for each other.
Okay, got it, gotcha. Did you personally work with real estate agents in the past before this whole Contactually?
Before Contactually?
Yeah.
No, honestly, and Contactually, just for the record, for anyone who needs further clarification, we did not start as a real estate technology company, right?
It wasn't just for real estate professionals.
Yeah, it was not. It was only over the past few years even that we even changed our website to be real estate specific.
Yeah.
So no, I one of the constant running jokes is if you had told me October 11th, 2011. When I founded the company, that I not only would have sold to a real estate technology company, but I would be on stage at real estate conferences and talking about real estate and talking about the future of real estate. I'd be like, that's really funny. That's not me. No, that's a different company. You're confusing with the other Contactually.
Yeah. Just like Robert when he started Urban Compass, he didn't know it was going to be Compass, right?
Yeah.
And going to be and have 220 offices and.
But that's that's the exciting exciting parts of the entrepreneurial journey is that you have absolutely no idea where you're going to end up.
And as far as just to kind of wrap up, how do you see the balance or how do you see the growth of Contactually within Compass in the next, let's just say, first part would be 12 months, and then the long-term vision would be maybe 2 to 3 years? Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, I think our we were clearly brought in, our team, our technology, our best practice. We're brought in with this idea that, okay, clearly you've built a great CRM with Contactually. Now do that at Compass, right? And I think it's an incredibly exciting problem because we're coming from a base of knowledge of all right, we understood what worked well at Contactually. Now, how do we do that, one, on a much bigger stage, of Compass? How do we do that leveraging this end-to-end platform that Compass is building out? And how do we do it with this amazing, amazing team that's forming around us, right? I could have never dreamed of working with Joseph, our CTO, but now, I'm talking to him every day, right? And the team that's surrounding us and the culture that's built in, on the operations side and the agents who are willing to just snap their finger, provide us feedback on things, that's going to allow us to iterate much faster. And so, like I said earlier, I believe Contactually was just scratching the surface of what's possible. And I think, now with Compass, I think we have the opportunity to really start peeling back the onion and seeing how far we can take this.
Amount of users that are going to be on Contactually from Compass is actually just going to maximize your potential.
I'm incredibly excited about the future.
Good. So, as am I. That's it. I know you're busy, so I'm going to let you go, but thank you so much for your time. Is there anything that you want to say on behalf of your team here to the people that are listening at Compass on the national level?
No, listen, obviously always we're happy to be here. Our first and foremost core value for our team is to continue to be user-centric, and so everyone knows how to reach me. I'm just literally zvi@compass.com. So anyone can reach out to me with any questions and whatever we can do to be helpful.
Absolutely. Great. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it.